Hey guys, and welcome to our third and final edition of my 2016 XO Euro trip. This is our Paris edition. If you haven't joined me before, I'm Crystal Cave. I'm a celebrity wardrobe stylist, and I believe that true style has no size. And this summer, I have been adventuring on through Europe. I started in London. I went to design school for a month in Florence, and I spent my last week in Paris, France. And I think a lot of us probably know, if you see any sort of news or talk to anybody, that there is some craziness that has kind of gone on in Paris, and not even just Paris, but France in general. And so I almost canceled my trip, to be honest. And I decided that for me, I really needed to own what I went to Europe for, which that was to inspire myself, to get back to why I was doing what I was doing, and really just feel more me. And so when I was in Paris, I actually did a few things that for, I think it was like 3 or 4 previous trips to Paris, I hadn't done, which included going to the Musée d'Orsay, where they have a lot of Impressionist paintings, which I wanted to see for years, and then also going to Versailles. And when it came to looking at trips for Versailles, I saw that I had the option from the amazing people over at Greaves Tours, who arranged most of my travel, that I could actually do a whole day where I go to the Giverny Gardens, which are Monet's house and his gardens, and then spend the afternoon at Versailles. And I have to say, it was beyond what I expected. I wasn't really sure what I was getting into doing this whole tour by myself. But what I really got out of it was so cool, because these were 2 really different styles of gardens that I ended up experiencing, and just 2 very different times. And it really got me to think about how us as human beings going to the world really need to just express our style. And so how do you actually do this for yourself? I thought this might be a cool thing to talk about, how you can actually own your style just like both of these gardens did. So the first is just getting clear on your style. For me, it was very clear that, you had the Monet gardens, which were a little bit more of that impressionist feeling of, like abstractness and inorganic, like just natural forms. And then you have the Versailles gardens, which were very structural, very contrived, everything in their neat little order. And, those both have 2 different styles. So the second tip is to just then go out and express it. So I have to think, if I were living, 100 plus years ago, when Monet actually, I guess it's probably 150 years ago at this point, when Monet was doing all of his stuff, and putting together his gardens, he probably wanted to express who he was. And I do think style actually is reflected in all areas of our life, and whether it's interior design or our style, it's everywhere. Even our websites too, social media. I could probably go on and on about it. But the second thing is just going out and expressing it. So I'm assuming if Monet were here right now and I were interviewing him, he'd probably tell me it wanted to be very expressive of who he was, which was not following traditional stuff. Now you go to like a couple centuries before, and you would have had all of the people like Marie Antoinette walking in the gardens, having this very structural, super controlled in a lot of ways, which is very reminiscent of what that time period was. And that was just a little bit more like perfection. And the Impressionists were a little bit more about like realism and getting to that emotion. So this idea of them both going out and expressing it, I think, is really cool, because both gardens were expressed in different ways. Now, the third thing is just own it. Sorry, I hope you didn't have kids standing there while I said that, but really, just go down and freaking own your style. Make the decision. You are an adult. Go out and own it. Be yourself. Be confident in yourself. People may say crap, and I know Monet got a lot of crap because he wasn't doing all the traditional stuff. They had their own little community, and they all supported one another. So if you are feeling like people around you are not helping you own it, find people that love you and accept you for your own uniqueness. You can find those groups online. You can even join our style entourage. So I would love to hear from you guys. Do you feel like you're really owning your style? And are there any of these 3 steps that you really need to start on today? I'd love to hear that in the comment section below. And for more videos like this one, you can subscribe to Crystal Cave TV on YouTube. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.